Good morning, students. Welcome back to the mathematics class. In the previous class, we have learned about near, far, nearest, and farthest. In today's class, let us know about a new concept more, most, and less, least. First, let us learn about more, most. See this image, children? What is this? Yes, it is a garden. What are there in this garden? Flowers, plants, trees, water, etc. How many flowers are there in this garden? There are so many flowers. They are so beautiful also. We use many when we talk about something in lot. And where do we use more? When we compare two groups, we use the term more. See this image, children? What are there in this image? Yes, red roses. And see the next image? What are these? Yellow roses. Here, yellow roses are more than red roses. Here we are comparing two groups that are red roses and yellow roses. So we have used the term more. And see this image, children? Who is there in this image? A boy and a girl. What are they having? Yes, they have pencils with them. Who has more pencils? The boy has more pencils than the girl. Here we are comparing the pencils among the boy and the girl. So here we have used the term more as we are comparing two groups of pencils. Understood, children? Now let us do textbook exercises. All of you open page number 11 in your textbook. Read the heading, children. M-O-R-E, more. M-O-R-E, more. M-O-S-T, most. M-O-S-T, most. More, most. See this image, children? Who are there in this image? Kinney and Krish. They are having apples with them. Who has more apples, children? Kinney or Krish? Yes, Kinney has more apples than Krish. Kinney has more apples than Krish. Now let us do the exercises. Pick the group which has more. Here they have given the images of groups. We have to tick the group which has more. In these two groups, which group has more apples? Yes, first group has more apples. So, we have to keep the tick mark here. Keep the tick mark here, children. And see the next one. What are these images? Yes, these are the images of pineapples. This is the first group and this is the second group. In these two groups, which group has more pineapples? Yes, first group has more pineapples. So we have to keep the tick mark here. And see the next two groups, children. What are there in these two groups? Bananas. In the first group, there is one banana. And in the second group, there are 4 bananas. So, in these two groups, which group has more bananas? Yes, second group has more bananas. So here we have to keep the tick mark. Next one, see here children. What are these? Oranges. In the first group there are 2 oranges and in the second group there are 4 oranges. Which group has more oranges? Yes, second group has more oranges. So we have to keep the tick mark here. Understood children? When do we use most children? Yes, while comparing more than 2 groups of things, we use the term most. See this image children? What are there in this image? Red roses, yellow roses and white roses. Here there are 3 groups of roses. Which group of flowers are most here? Yes, yellow roses are most. And see the next image children. What are there in this image? Yes, there are 3 groups of balls. Which group has the most balls? First group of balls has the most balls. Understood children? Now let us do the textbook exercises. See this image children? Who are there in this image? Kinney, Krish and Rabbit. They are having carrots. Among the 3, who has most carrots? Yes, Krish has most carrots. Here we are comparing the carrots among 3. So we are using the term most. Understood children? Among the 3, Krish has the most carrots. Let us do the exercises. Read the heading. Cross the group which has the most. Here they have given groups. We have to cross the group which has most. Here 3 groups of strawberries are there. In the first group there are 2 strawberries. Second group there are 5 strawberries. And in the third group there is only 1 strawberry. So which group has most strawberries? Second group has most strawberries. So we have to keep the cross mark here. Keep the cross mark here children. And see the next one children. What are these images children? Yes, jackfruit. Do you like it? Good. Here 3 groups of jackfruits are there. In the first group there are 2 jackfruits and in the second group there is only 1 jackfruit and in the third group there are 6 jackfruits. So which group has more jackfruits? Yes, third group has more jackfruits. So we have to keep here cross mark. Keep the cross. Understood children? Now let us know about less and least. When do we use less? We use less when something is in smaller amount or quantity. And also children, we use less while comparing 2 groups of things. See this image children? What are there in this image? Apples. And see the next image? What are there in this image? Mangoes. How many groups of fruits are there here? 2 groups of fruits are there. Apples and mangoes. In these 2 groups of fruits, which has less fruits? Yes, apples are less than mangoes. And see this image, children. What are these? Yes, butterflies. And what are there in this image? Honey bees. Here there are two groups, butterflies and honeybees. In these two groups, which are less? Yes, butterflies are less than honeybees. Understood, children? Now let us do the textbook exercises. All of you open page number 12. Read the heading, children. L-E-S-S. Less. L-E-S-S. Less. L-E-A-S-T. Least. L-E-A-S-T. Least. Less. Least. See this image? Who are there in this image? Krish and Kinney. They are having apples with them. Who has less apples? Krish or Kinney? Yes, Kinney has less apples than Krish. Kinney has less apples than Krish. Now let us do the exercises. Read the heading. Take the group which has less. Here they have given two groups, children. Among these two groups, we have to tick the group which has less. See this image, children. What are there in these images? Yes, brinjals. Here there are two groups of brinjals. In the first group, how many brinjals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 brinjals are there in the first group. And in the second group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 brinjals are there. Which group has less brinjals? First group or second group? Yes, second group has less brinjals. So, we have to keep the tick here. And see the next one, children. What are these? Apples. Here there are two groups of apples. In the first group, there are 3 apples. And in the second group, there are 5 apples. So, which group has less number of apples? Yes, first group has less number of. So, we have to keep the tick mark here. And see the next one. What are these? Cabbages. Do you know cabbage, children? Yes. How many cabbages are there here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cabbages are there. Here how many cabbages are there? 2 cabbages are there. In these two groups, which group has less number of cabbages? Second group has less number of cabbages. So here we have to keep the tick. And see the next one, children. Here there are two groups of beetroots. In the first group there is only one beetroot. In the second group there are 4 beetroots. So in these two groups, which has less number of beetroots? First group has less number of beetroots as there is only one beetroot here. So we have to keep the tick here. Understood, children? When do we use least, children? We use least while comparing more than two groups of something. See this image, children? What are there in this image? Apples, bananas and mangoes. Here there are 3 groups of fruits. Which group of fruits are least here? Yes, apples are least. And see this next image, children. What are there in this image? Butterflies, honeybees, and dragonflies. Here also there are three groups. Which are least here? Dragonflies are least. Understood, children? Where we have to use less and least. Now let us do the textbook exercise. See this image, children? Who are there here? Yes, Kinney, Krish, and Rabbit. They are having carrots with them. Who has the least carrots among these three? Krish has the least carrots. Krish has the least carrots. Now let us do the exercises. Read the heading, children. Cross the group which has the least. Here they have given the groups. We have find out the least from the given groups and we have to cross it. See these images, children. What are there in these images? Yes, onions. Here there are three groups of onions. In the first group there is one onion. And in the second group how many onions are there? 6 onions are there. And in the third group there are 3 onions. Among these three groups, which has the least number of onions? Yes, first group has the least number of onions. So we have to keep cross. And see the next one. Here there are three groups of pumpkins. In the first group there is only one pumpkin. And in the second group there are 6 pumpkins. And in the third group there are 4 pumpkins. Which group has the least number of pumpkins here? Yes, first group has the least number of pumpkins. So what we have to do here? We have to keep the cross mark. Understood, children? About the terms more, most and less, least. That's all for today's class, children. Stay home and stay safe. Thank you.